A dual belt driven, 28 miles per hour, flexible deck, 15-mile range, electric skateboard with built-in lights? Let me show you the Backfire Zealot. What's going on YouTube? It is Jumar back at it again with another video. Today we are going to be doing our Backfire Zealot review. So I've been riding the Zealot for a couple of weeks now and I'm ready to give my full review. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure that you guys subscribe and let's go ahead and start with the deck. So the Backfire Zealot deck actually is one of my favorite bamboo flexible decks that I have in my collection. It is really flexy. Not as flexy as the loaded Vanguard, but it still has enough flex to where it's not too much. This deck is mostly made out of bamboo with an extra layer of maple to give it that sturdiness. One of the reasons why it's my favorite is because it has really gigantic spots to put your feet on and a little bit of a flare to lock you in while you're riding. The deck flares aren't too much that it's jarring. It's the perfect amount of flare to allow you to maneuver the board a lot easier. One thing to note about this board is that the wheelbase is actually shorter than some of my other boards, so the front and the rear wheels are actually a little bit closer, allowing you to be more nimble in your turns. So this deck keeps the wheelbase shorter while also giving you the maneuverability and the foot stance to stand. That's one of the reasons why I like this board so much. Another thing is that the graphic on the bottom of the board is actually really dope. The purple triangle scheme is actually really cool. The thing that I do wish that it had though was a better grip tape. The grip tape is a little bit boring, just has the Backfire logo with nothing else. To me, if I'm gonna have a skateboard, I'd rather have it pop than look like a normal skateboard. Wait. Are you good? So now let's go ahead and move on to the drivetrain. The powerhouse of the Backfire Zealot is its dual 750 watt motors. If you're looking for a board to really punch you and give you that torque, then this is pretty much it. Throwing the board into turbo mode really gets you up to speed very quickly, and if you're not paying attention, you could throw yourself off accidentally punching the throttle. So if this is going to be your first electric skateboard, you need to make sure that you have imperative throttle control. If you want to go 5 miles per hour on turbo mode, you can do that. One really good thing about the Zealot is that the wheels that they decided to have stock on this skateboard is 96mm wheels. Most of the electric skateboards on the market today ship only with 90mm wheels. So since the Backfire Zealot is actually coming with slightly bigger wheels, that means you'll be able to feel less bumps and cracks on the road. You'll be able to maneuver and go over bigger bumps and cracks. So I do appreciate that the Zealot came with bigger wheels. One thing that I really do have a gripe on though is that the rear trucks on the Zealot actually have a different mounting system than many of my other electric skateboards that I have here behind me. So I do have a set of 120mm cloud wheels that I tried to put on this, but the actual washer of the wheel is actually too small and the washer of the Backfire Zealot is actually a lot bigger. So I really don't like that Backfire has their own specific truck, because I have a Meeple Hurricane and a Walgo 82 and I can easily swap any single wheel between all of these boards. The reason I wanted to put cloud wheels on there is because with this flexible deck, if you go ahead and throw cloud wheels on there, this board will become extremely comfortable and very safe for riding. So it really does suck that I have all these wheels and that none of them can fit the Zealot. Keep in mind, if you guys have different wheels and pulleys that fit all of your other electric skateboards and you're thinking about getting the Zealot, that your wheels may or may not fit. The Zealot is using the Hobbywing ESC, which is pretty much the standard for electric skateboards today. I've never had any issues with accelerating or braking, and I find both of them to be just as powerful and controllable. What I do have a problem with is that this remote is probably the best remote that I've ever had. Out of every single remote in my entire lineup, I like this remote the most, and here's why. The boxy design feels more natural in the hand, and the finger hole feels more natural to hold. But good luck holding it with gloves though. They most likely won't fit through the hole. The screen on the remote is highly responsive. I swear this screen probably has a refresh rate of about 60 frames per second. You can see the screen refresh instantly. For going forward and reverse, all you have to do is flip the switch at the bottom instead of having to tap a button twice or 3 times. You're even able to turn on and off the lights of the Zealot just by double tapping one of the buttons. But here's one gripe that I have. In order to turn on the Zealot, you do have to bend down and push the button. Now, it may not seem like it's a big deal to all you guys, but almost every single one of my electric skateboards today have the push to start, or you push the button to start the electric skateboard. So when it comes to the Zealot, it's a really high tier mid-range electric skateboard. So seeing that it doesn't have the push to start feature or anything like that really does suck. It's just the technology has been around for at least a year, maybe even 2 years, so it's weird that they haven't updated the Zealot or refreshed it. Now let's go ahead and talk about the battery. The battery is 311 watt hours, which is pretty average for your mid-tier electric skateboards. Backfire's website claims that you can get around 17 miles, but I do remember I was on a group ride with some of my friends and I got somewhere around 13 miles of range before the Backfire started beeping at me. But then again, we were using it in turbo mode almost the entire ride, so it really does depend on rider weight and rider usage. Like I said before, the Backfire Zealot also comes with fantastic LEDs on the sides, illuminating your ride. One cool thing is that cars can now see you from a side profile just instead of the front. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ride feel. The wheels are 96 millimeters, so as I was going on the sidewalk, going over these bumps and cracks, it can feel a little bit jarring at times. One thing is, I never experienced any slips. I never slipped out, so these wheels are very good, and they're also very squishy as well. When it comes to the trucks, I didn't have to tighten it too much in order to get that stability. Of course, tighter on the back, looser on the front. They are using their patented front caliber 2 trucks, and I don't have an issue with the trucks at all. You can still carve and be safe at the top speed of 28 miles per hour. Now the last question is, should you buy the Backfire Zealot? I believe that the Zealot is a completely solid mid-tier electric skateboard. It has a high top speed with great acceleration to match. The range is above 10 miles, which is very good in my book. The deck is phenomenal and probably one of my favorite decks that I have in my entire lineup. Same thing with the remote. A very responsive and nice feeling remote, and the controls are highly intuitive and smooth. Not only that, but the appearance of the Zealot just looks sick. You can tell that this skateboard is actually very expensive, especially with the white walls on the wheels and the bamboo shining on the sides of the deck. The lights, the casings, this electric skateboard really does look very high quality. And now for the price, the Backfire Zealot is $650. So if you take a look at other budget electric skateboards with hub motors, those are somewhere around the price of $450 all the way upwards of $650. So if you're looking for your first electric skateboard and you're looking at budget hub motor boards, you could always save a little bit more money, save the $200, get the belt drive, get the fast torque, get the amazing ride feel of the 96 millimeter wheels, be able to switch it to cloud wheels, have the amazing deck. Like it just makes sense. The $200 extra that you would be spending on the Zealot just makes sense than just going with a budget hub motor board. So yes, 100%, I really do think that you should get the Backfire Zealot. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you Backfire for supporting the channel and letting us test ride the Backfire Zealot. If you guys want more content on the Backfire Zealot, or you want me to throw on some 105mm wheels, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. Also make sure that you guys subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.